Greetings and welcome to the Halloween edition of the Sliders Review. And I'm here today to talk to you about Freakish Season 2, Episode 1 and 2. I decided to do both these episodes because they're so good. They really up the ante with their zombiness in these two episodes from last season. But when it comes to this season, I've stated before, season 1 of Freakish is a zombie apocalypse with teenagers. It's basically, the first season feels like the Breakfast Club meets The Walking Dead. Because they're in like one location, it's character development, there's tension, there's zombiness, stuff like that. And I do like the emotion and stuff from season 1 and the character portrayal. Like, I can just sit down watching them talk and have their conflict and just be like pleased, you know what I'm saying? Even though there was little zombie action in the first couple of episodes in season 1, but then they started picking up towards the middle and the end. Now, season 2, this is when things get completely different. Gone is the Breakfast Club / Walking Dead, and now it's more Resident Evil in season 2. And there's a group of new cast members mixing in with the old and stuff. And so it's kind of just like, it's the same but different. It's interesting, but it was unnecessary. Like, I don't need to see super weapons, you know what I'm saying? I don't need to see all this sci-fi freakiness in the show that really did not have it at all in season 1. Season 1, it was just a zombie thing. Now it's all this enhancements and government conspiracies and it's just like, it was unneeded. And that's probably what killed this, where it got canceled in the second season. Because it's kind of like, when it comes to this show, and Light as a Feather, they're both what's known as awesomeness TV shows that was on Hulu. And both their first seasons were received so well and so positive that they garnered a second season. With Light as a Feather, they got more episodes added. And so, these two teen dramas were so good that even adults liked them, to where they got like a second season. But in both their second seasons, they kind of went off kilter and drastically like change and alter what the shows were supposed to be about. This alienated fans, and they just said no thank you. And then the show got canceled and stuff. So, sometimes it's best just to keep things how it is. I understand you don't want to do the same thing over and over because it can get stale. But when you're in your second season, it's not going to get stale that fast, I mean, like by the third season, then you can start changing things around. Kind of like Doom Patrol. Like Doom Patrol season 3 is kind of feeling a bit stale. Like, I'm getting tired of the whole woe is me, I'm a freak, accept me, blah blah blah. That's been going on for 3 seasons. I'm tired of their major villains from the comic books barely showing up, and when they do, they're comedic. I'm tired of everything getting wrapped up in a nice little bow in the season's premiere from last season, cliffhangers and stuff. It's just kind of like nothing gets resolved properly and stuff. And with this new season of Doom Patrol, man, I don't know what the world is going on and everything. It's just more silliness with new characters, and I'm just like, just make them a superhero team, or just get rid of these new characters and stop bringing in villains. Anyway, Freakish Season 2. So yeah, even though it's different from last season, it's still good. It's interesting good. But these first 2 episodes were just like great in my opinion and stuff. So episode 2, like Deshaun's leg is broken. They have to like splint it. He is in pain as they're trying to like do the best they can to like secure his leg and stuff. Zoe is beyond heartbroken, and she's just like crying constantly. Oh, by the way, remember how I said this show is full of like internet people and a couple of like young teen stars, and like some people's acting's good and some people's not, and stuff like that. Some of the people's acting who wasn't like the best in first season, they started to like improve towards the middle and the end of first season, but some of them still was kind of like off. In the second season, everybody's acting improves big time from like the first season. Like when it comes to this show, the only people who was really like in TV is like the dude who plays Grover and the dude who plays Diesel. Diesel was like in two Disney Channel shows or XD shows, what you call them, and the other dude was just like in other stuff. Now the dude who plays Barrett, he was in a bunch of stuff, even in The Walking Dead, but I never particularly liked his acting in Freakish, but he improves big time in the second season. And like everybody from like the internet, they're just like improving left and right. And I'm like proud of these people, like they're proving that they can actually act and they're not just like internet personalities and stuff. And but then we get to the new cast in the second season, and it's still more internet people and some actual legit stars, and you can always tell the internet people because how bad. And the new cast, the new internet people, their acting is not all that great. Yeah. So yeah, and stuff. But where I'm at, yeah. So he's getting his legs fixed and everything, and she's in pain. But then she tells him straight up that you know, with him being diabetic, when he broke his ankle a long time ago, he had to be put on certain medications. And so they're all like, well, we'll just look in the school for it. And they're like, they won't be able to find it in the school. So Grover's all like, I'll go and look for the meds and everything. So he puts on like the makeshift hazmat suit. And they're all like, how you gonna make it to the ambulance? It's like 50 feet away. He's like, well, duh, it's 50 feet away. I can do it and everything. And so like, he goes out there and he gets in the ambulance and he's looking all for like the med, but he can't really find what he needs. And then even as he's looking for him, he's getting attacked by zombies. So he's fighting them off the best he can. And then so he makes a decision, since he can't find the meds in the ambulance or the school, and since the ambulance is like working, he decides to drive to like a pharmacy and look for him. While all this is going on, we get some nice like dialogue with the characters. Diesel has lost it. Like they realize he's upset because of the whole Natalie thing. He does not want to talk about it at all. He doesn't want nobody mentioning her name. Like he has went into like a dark place to the point where he gets his makeshift like barbed wire base, oh not barbed, but his nail baseball bat, and he just starts roaming the school looking for zombies to kill, and he just wants to be like left alone and stuff. And he's still reeling. I gotta say, it's kind of distracting because his hair is slightly different. Because time has passed and he now has a trim, and so his hair has been like trimmed, cut. He's lost a little weight. Grover is now tan. Liz's hair, Violet's hair, her hair is a little bit longer. The girl who plays Zoe, Megan, her hair is a little bit more thicker and fuller and a little bit longer and stuff. And it's funny seeing everybody's appearance like slightly change and stuff. So yeah, so he's off doing his thing and stuff, and then like what's his name, Barrett, and still questioning Deshaun about, hey man, what did you see when you was on out there, like and stuff like that. So he tells him basically what he saw. Oh, I forgot to mention something in the first season. Not first season, but the first episode. So he tells them when he went to the police station that these killer people were running experiments on zombies and stuff. It was weird. They were taking out these weird veiny wires out one person's back, and then we see another person with like this giant bump on the back of his neck. And then there was this other man freaking out, and he had a bump on the back of his neck. And then when he was freaking out so bad, the security guard just straight up kills him and stuff. And then this is what makes him, I forgot, that what makes him even more suspicious when he grabs his stuff and he heads on out of there. But he was suspicious before that. So like when I say he was suspicious and I didn't understand why, like literally it just made no sense for him to be suspicious. But then later on when he's roaming the halls and he see all this experiment stuff, then he gets more suspicious, grabs his stuff and head back to the school. So anyway, he tells him about that. And Barrett wants to know have like any other animals been affected by like the gas, or is it just them? And he said he saw no animals, just a bunch of like dead people and stuff, and he saw nobody alive really. And so so they're like doing that, and then so all of a sudden at some point he needs a wheelchair. And so before Grover left, they're all like, they'll find him one or they'll make him one. But they can't find him one, but they find like something where he can like rest up on and then like push with like his one good foot. And so he's looking for like Zoe, but he can't find her. And then all of a sudden he sees that big muscular guy I told you about. And his character name is Jack, but we don't find this out until like halfway into the season. And so it scares the crap out of him, and he falls to the ground, his broken leg. He messes up even worse. And so like then Jack like disappears and stuff. And like so yeah, Deshaun's even like in more pain ravishing because he re-hurt his leg. And all of a sudden the strangest thing starts to happen. He gets like attacked by like a zombie, and then he fights, and somebody fight that one. Somebody killed it. I forgot who. Maybe that was in the first episode. Anyway, so something strange is going on with the zombies outside. They're gathering around the doors like a lot more than usual, and it's tons of them. There's at least 30, 40, 50 zombies like just huddled by like the door, and they're trying to get in, and they're acting differently. They're making like a stranger noise and stuff, like a weird screeching noise, and almost like a woman screaming type thing. And so the kids is kind of like, they don't understand why are these things acting the way they do, because they're acting like just strangely, and they're pushing up the door so much that it's starting to bust in. So Diesel and Violet, they have to barricade the door. So Diesel spends the entire episode putting like boards on like the doors and drilling nails in them and stuff like that, and he's trying to do his best to keep them out. But then a discovery is made by Zoe. It's Deshaun's leg. It's infected. Barrett believes that it's gangrene from when he re-broke it. When he broke it the first time, then heard it the second time. There's no antibiotics, so there's nothing to clean it and stuff. And like and so like he's just in pain, and the smell is like so strong that even the people in the school can smell it. So that's what is attracting the zombies outside. And so like as Deshaun is just like he's literally just like just in so much pain, and Zoe is just crying. She can't handle it. And Barrett trying to think his way out of this, trying to think like what can they do. And Violet, like she has no idea either. But then she has to go help Diesel. And so next thing you know, the zombies start trying to like come through. So Diesel and like Violet, they're trying their extreme best to hold the doors on. And it's like a really intense moment. I thought they was like really gonna get them and stuff. Like they was just like goners and everything, because they were just trying to bust through like the doors. And it's just like two teenage kids, and then you gotta forget about the other doors. So they don't really explain who's guarding those doors or whatever. So then it's just like they're just like, what are we gonna do? Like they're gonna get in and eat everybody and stuff. And of course these things are super fast, and then they're down a couple of people. Like all they have is like 4 people functional and one dude who's out of it. And they have no idea about the guy that Deshaun saw. He doesn't even mention it. And so like Zoe, she is trying to find antibiotics to like, you know, help Deshaun and stuff. So she's in the cafeteria looking for that. And so Deshaun and Barrett, they have a discussion, and Deshaun's all like, man, just kill me already. I can't take it no more. Plus you have to save everybody else. You have to save Zoe, because Barrett doesn't not want to do that. He's all like, look, man, I can't do this. You know, I can't kill you and everything. He's like, you have to protect everybody. You have to protect Zoe. So then when Zoe comes back, all of a sudden, like the zombies, they stop trying to like get through the doors. And so these Violet are like, they don't understand why have they stopped. Then they all like, wait a minute, if they stop and they smelt Deshaun, then something must happen to him. So they run back in there. So yeah, Barrett killed Deshaun. Like, he did what he asked and everything. But he doesn't tell nobody he killed him. They assume the gangrene just got him. And so Zoe, boy, she's out of it. She breaks down, man. And the other two, they're just like upset, and Barrett's just like staring because he couldn't believe what he had to do. And so, but this one doesn't make no sense. Like, why is it when the zombies smell? Okay, if the zombies were attracted to Deshaun's flesh that was rotting, and that's what attracted them, then they still would have been trying to get through. But why is it only when he died they stopped? Like, his flesh is still rotting. You know what I'm saying? So him dying doesn't stop his flesh from like rotting and smelling. So I don't. That was just bad writing on that part. Really bad writing. That just don't make no sense. They're attracted to his rotting, gangrene flesh. So yeah, him being dead should not have stopped them from trying to come in. But I haven't explained what Grover has been up to. So Grover found the pharmacy and he's trying desperately to look for like medication and like stuff like that. And he's finding some stuff. And then all of a sudden he gets knocked out by somebody he sees. When he wakes up, there's a guy standing over him. And the guy's all like, yo man, I'm sorry I knocked you out. I thought you was like a zombie and stuff. And he took Grover's gun. And so he gives it back to him. And he tells him straight up, well, you know, your gun just like fell out and stuff like that. And so when he looks around, he sees that there are other people there. And this is our new cast, the second season cast. And, you know, the girl asks straight up, you know, where y'all been living at? Is the school secure and everything? So he does like Deshaun does. He basically tells them everything. Tells them that he's at the school, it has a little water, it has a little food. But the guy's all like, oh, I bet the cafeteria has like tons of food and stuff like that. And so like, so they decide, Grover decides, and then the girl's all like, you know, you're not just gonna like leave us here and stuff like that. You're gonna take us back to the school, aren't you? And stuff like that. So he's all like, sure, why not? You know, I guess he figures strength in numbers. And since they have a lot of medical supplies that he's apparently about to steal, like, he might as well let them. Now, this new cast is interesting, I have to say. Like, especially by some of the people who star in there. At this time, I didn't know who many of them were, except for one and stuff. So, like, there's Zayn. He is played by Jordan Calloway. And he's best known for playing in, like, Black Lightning and stuff. And he was a security guard at Keller Chemicals. Also, a little tidbit. He is Violet's ex, the one whose car she blew up in the first episode, the one who cheated on her. Now I'm thinking to myself, Violet is a high school girl. They don't say how old she is. But if Zayn is her ex, I doubt there's going to be a teenage security guard. Have you ever heard of a teenage security guard? I know I haven't. So she was dating an adult. Why do they always glamorize this crap? There is Felicity. She is played by Joy. I'm going to say her last name wrong. Osman Sky. I think that's how you say her name. I'm not really sure. I knew her from a show years ago. God, I forgot the name of that show. But I remember her from years ago. But she is now best played, known as Tigress on Stargirl. And of course, she's going to be part of the third season as a main cast member and stuff. And so in this little new group, she's the only adult in the entire thing. But what's strange is like, she doesn't give any command decisions. She's just like one of the survivors. And so she takes orders from like the teens, which is kind of weird. You know what I'm saying? And what's also kind of weird is that like, this is a little like, she doesn't have much to do or say in this entire season. Like, when I get into like the series review, which I might make a series review, I'm not sure because I'm kind of running on time on other stuff I wanted to like talk about. It's hard to watch stuff, then record stuff, and it takes a while to record the audio. Then I gotta get picture stills. Then I gotta like play everything together on the video thing, and then I have to upload it. And it all takes a long time. And while all that's uploading, you know, it's like, you can't really watch nothing on the internet because it's uploading and I don't have time to like, and some of the DVDs I've been watching and stuff, so it takes a while. This is the first October. I've been so behind because I've never done reviews during like October time, and so like I did last year on my other channel and stuff. I talked about this one show and this one show particularly. Um, so yeah, I gotta really crank it up because I want to watch some horror movies and stuff. And so like she doesn't say or do much, and she only has interaction with like two of the characters on the show. One's new and one older from last season. And I'll get into that when I do the season review. At some point, I will do a season review. Even if I have to do it in November, I'll do it and stuff. But I just don't understand how like they downplay her character and stuff. There's Ryan Mccrenton. He plays Ollie, and he's the brother of this one character on the show. I don't know who he is. I didn't bother looking him up. He doesn't have a Wikipedia page. I'm not looking at his IMDb thing. I just don't feel like it. So, because his acting was the way it was, he's probably an internet personality. Now, there's this other character. I call him Skateboarder Dude. I don't know his name. They only say it once in the entire season, and he don't last very long. And so, like, he doesn't have a Wikipedia page. He's not even on the Wikipedia, like, freakish page. So, I'm surprised they didn't even list his character. And so, like, I don't even feel like looking at his IMDb thing. So I'm just calling him Skateboarder Dude. Now, there's Sadie with, she has, like, greenish light blue hair. And she's played by Nikki, I'm going to say her last name wrong. Martino. I had no idea who she was at first. She's an internet personality. Boy, she is controversial. When I looked at her Wikipedia page. It's like, why? Why are all these young TikTok, Vine, internet personality people, why are they so controversial? Which this show, now since years has passed and people have been getting into stuff, there have been like 3 people very controversial. She is extremely controversial. The guy who played Diesel, I've already told you, Adam Hicks, he's in prison right now for being a real life Bonnie and Clyde person. Then there's the guy who played Noodle in first season. Since then, in just this year, he has been in some major trouble. He has been arrested for robbery and assault and all this stuff. It's like, why are all these young stars? Because they're all young stars. Like the Adam dude, he was the actual actor, like from Disney Channel. Like he's in trouble. And then all these internet TikTok personality Vine people are constantly getting arrested. Or Nikki hasn't been arrested yet, but she's controversial. And it's just like, I don't understand why all these young people are so controversial. Like every time I keep looking on the internet and reading up about these TikTok people, they're doing this that offends people. They're doing that. They're getting arrested. And it's just like, what the world, man? What is getting into these young folks? Then there's the last girl of the group, who is Ollie's sister, Anka. Yeah, her name is Anka. Who names the people on these shows, man? Noodle, Anka, Diesel. There was another name that was weird too. I forgot. Grover. Like, who names these people, man? And she is played by, I'm trying to remember her name, Saxon Sabrino. And so, like, yeah, I remember when I saw her, I'm just like, this girl looks familiar. She looks like this other girl from this show I saw, but like older. And I didn't understand why she looked so much older. So then I looked her up. Her sister was on The Walking Dead. Her sister is Brighton Sabrina. I can't even say the last name. And so, like, Sabino or something like that. And so, yeah, I was like very shocked and surprised to find that out. Like her sister was in The Walking Dead. She's on Freakish. They got that whole zombie connection thing. And they look so much similar now. Especially now since Brighton's gotten older. She's no longer that little kid on the show. She's now an adult. And she looks totally different. And not only does she look totally different, but she looks different from like 5 years ago for some reason. Like if you look at that picture of her from 5 years ago, Brighton, like no shade on this respect, because I'm not a fan of like Brighton. Like she impressed the mess out of me when she was on The Walking Dead at a young age. Like she played, I think it was Mika and Kelly. I think she played Mika. No, Lizzie and Mika. She played Lizzie, and Lizzie was that troubled girl. She didn't really like people that much, but she loved zombies and stuff. And she didn't want to kill him. And then she killed her sister, talking about like it's gonna be a beautiful thing. She's gonna turn into a zombie. You see, she'll be normal and everything like that. So she's that crazy girl from the 4th season. And so like the thing about Brighton is that even when Brighton got older, she still looked the same way she did when she was on The Walking Dead, just taller and older. But now she looks completely different. So yeah, that was the 2nd season. First 2 episodes, they were really intense, really like up there. Now in the 3rd and a couple other episodes, it starts to like, well, it's still intense, but intense for like a different reason. There's more conflict with the new characters and the old characters. The old characters don't want the new characters there. So there's some intense stuff going on. There's new drama. We have to get to know the new characters. Some gets a little screen time. Some get major screen time. Some of the people, the new people's acting isn't all that great who come off from like the internet and stuff. And so it shifts the tone completely differently now. And then the old group, boy, they cannot no longer get along. They're like just at each other's throats now. And sadly, at the end of this season, we're gonna lose another original cast member from the 1st season. But we do lose a couple from the new season and stuff. But yeah, man, it's just things get crazy in this season. And now there's all these like mutated humans that's been experimented on for like super soldier experiments. And it's just like, why did they do that? Why did they do that? Everything was fine before like they added super soldiers and the whole Resident Evil thing. But like yeah, you know. So at some point I will do the 2nd season review. I've actually watched every episode and I fell asleep last night. I got 2 hours to watch, 4 episodes, so not sure when that's gonna go up. So yeah. That wasn't that spooky. Alright, well I shall talk to y'all later. Bye.